Black Fury and his sidekick, Chuck.
Coming to you from parts unknown, it's Vance Capley talking comics, graphic design, and art. Sit back and enjoy tonight's episode.
Hello, friends, and welcome to a Tuesday edition of VanceCapleyArt.com. For a while now, a lot of people, including myself, have been grabbing public domain characters, reinventing them, and using them for projects. I've noticed a trend that certain characters are used much more than others. And one of those characters is the Black Terror. Very iconic looking character. I would like to use the Black Terror also, but why? I mean, there's like 8 million different stories of him in just the last 10, 15 years. So I started digging around, you know how I do with public domain stuff. And I looked for a character I had glimpsed at while researching some stuff. And from Fox Features, Syndicate / Hollyhock, there was a character called Black Fury. Black Fury and his sidekick, Chuck. And unlike Black Terror, these guys had no superpowers, so they very much were Batman and Robin. The Black Fury is John Perry, and he works for the Daily Clarion. He's a gossip columnist, and he also writes crime reports. He decides that the best reports can be gotten by a little undercover journalism. So instead of just hiding in the shadows and reporting, he dresses up in this jet black costume, red cape, big red poison symbol on his shirt, and a red belt. And then he's partnered with Chuck Morley, who is now Kid Fury. Even though it never says that, in some of the comics I've seen, some of them just say, "It's the Black Fury and Chuck." Well, anyway, Chuck is the son of a slain cop. Now, neither one of these guys have superpowers. They're in really great physical shape. They can fight pretty dang good. But if you're trying to write a report, why in the world would you dive into the middle of these things unless you just absolutely don't have to do it? It negates the whole idea of being an investigative or undercover journalist. In fact, it's quite comical, in my opinion. And that's one of the reasons I really could have questioned Superman. And I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here. Superman, this superhero could do pretty much, fly, super strength, X-ray vision, heat vision, super cold breath. The thing is, if he's a reporter and he shows up these things, he has to write himself into all these things. Do you think maybe he's thinking these things out like, maybe today I'll write a report about Superman? It's really funny to me. It's kind of like, Peter Parker is taking pictures of crime scenes, but he always takes pictures of Spider-Man because he knows Spider-Man will make money. He's honest about it. Stan Lee was very good about writing that into that. I wish there was a Superman book where he says, Clark Kent says, well, I'll write Superman in the story and I'll make a boatload of money. Anyway, so that's kind of where I feel, where I'm thinking about the John Perry Black Fury character from the public domain. So, as you know, with these things, I like to redesign characters, and it's kind of fun for me. And one thing I wanted to think about was what happens after World War II. The last appearance of Black Fury and Chuck is Blue Beetle number 12. This is in 1942. So we can assume or imagine that Chuck got called up and he went to war. While the John Perry, Black Fury, he continued to write reports about himself investigating or fighting or whatever the crap he was doing. So what I did was I took the idea of Chuck Morley, which is supposed to be Kid Fury. he is of age. He's the chauffeur, of John, even though he's a young man. So I figured he went to World War II, and he comes back. Maybe the Black Fury is, just, eat up with this whole scene of just trying to promote himself as the Black Fury, as he's writing these articles, and finally the newspaper, gossip paper, whatever, finally says, "That's enough, you're fired, you're gone, get out." So in my imagination, I see him as like this lush, and he's living in the bad side of town, and Chuck comes home, he's in great shape. They've built him up in the service, and he knows some fighting moves like judo and stuff like that. And he comes in there and he's like, "Dude, what have you've let yourself go? We've got crime to fight." And he's like, "I think I'd rather try to fight opening this bottle of whiskey." And I think that'd be kind of fun to play with that aspect. Then I decided that, well, Black Fury's dead. Long live the Black Fury. In other words, I would have Chuck or Kid Fury step it up and become the 1950s Black Fury. So he's wearing a customized motorcycle jacket, like a helmet situation, and like army type gear, like the pads and gloves, and maybe he has a gun on his hip. He's taking it to the streets and he's fighting hard. And then as he's fighting in the 50s, late 40s into the 50s, he's recruited to be like maybe the head of a team of like commando agents who are like secret agents, secret operatives. They go around the world busting, secret agents, kicking spies' butts and stuff around the world. Kind of that Cold War spy stuff mixed with superheroes, which I really dig. So that might be something to play with. But for now, this would be the first guy who would be recruited. It would be Chuck, who is the Black Fury. And this is my redesign of it, and I hope you like it. And make sure you come back later in the week. I'll have some more goodies to look at. This is Vance, CapleyArt.com. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. There's links down below for comic books and merch, and all that stuff helps support what I do, and you get some cool stuff. So thanks for watching. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.